Alright, recording reset. Let's watch episode 2 of Fullmetal Alchemist. At least this is apparently episode 2. I'm still upset that they're not teaching kids in Japan proper knife technique. Those two deserve to be fired and sent to a gulag. No wonder Japan's losing so many wars if that's what they're teaching them. It's pathetic. Seriously. I'm ashamed. I've even taught Hutchin better than that.
Alchemy. The science of understanding, deconstructing, and reconstructing matter. However, it is not an all-powerful art. It is impossible to create something out of nothing. If one wishes to obtain something, something of equal value must be given. This is the law of equivalent exchange, the basis of all alchemy.
So did they just disprove socialism?
In accordance with this law, there is a taboo among alchemists. Human transmutation is strictly forbidden. For what could equal the value of a human soul?
Another human soul? Wow, this anime is savage. And so relevant. Because people believe you can make stuff out of nothing. This reminds me of Anderson from Hellsing. I've said it once, I'll say it again. Wait, is that their sister? So what happened to the sister? Oh. Okay, so she didn't get broken up in the opening. So maybe she wasn't messed up in the human transmutation. Okay, you can't tell me the way he grabs the ground and the earth shoots up at the enemy is not reminiscent of Naruto. I mean, come on. It's the same thing when they do like earth-style jutsu and they like grab the ground and the ground comes up, or, you know, water-style jutsu and that stuff. It's so reminiscent of it. And thanks for the link. I'll download it later. I'll definitely download it. Everything is a Naruto reference. No. You're thinking of JoJo.
The stories about this priest in the orb, you think they're true?
The ones about his miracles? They say he can transmute flowers out of thin air, right? Could just be sleight of hand, some cheap trick like that.
But what if it's not?
Right. If it's not, then I suppose all that leaves is the real thing, huh? The celestial stone that destroyed the city of Xerxes in one night. The grand elixir, sealed away by the Eastern Sage.
Wait, Xerxes, isn't he the guy that took on the Spartans in 300 and got his butt kicked? Because he just kept throwing soldiers at a narrow passageway? And kept putting elephants in a narrow passageway next to a cliff over a sea? The guy was an idiot. The guy was literally an idiot. He was a spoiled brat that inherited an army from his father and literally collapsed the entire kingdom. He is the personification of incompetence and nepotism. I mean, they say wealth doesn't last 3 generations. He was the 2nd generation. I mean, the first time he attacked the Greeks, he sent his entire, force, half of which was destroyed during a storm, because, you know, he sent them during storm season. And then when his troops landed, they were so poorly equipped that their armor was the equivalent of leather. Meanwhile, the Spartans were using heavy plate armor. So they were literally slicing through his army's armor like it was paper. Instead of learning a lesson from that and modifying his tactics, he did the same thing 10 years later. The exact same thing. At the same time of the year. During storm season. And a third of his fleet was lost. Again. I mean, the guy's the definition of failure. But anyway, Xerxes, right?
It goes by different names, but it's always the same thing. Some kind of object that amplifies alchemy. And that's the Philosopher's Stone. If we could just get our hands on it somehow, I might be able to get your body back.
Now, this is I mean, I'm all for kids learning a lesson when they fuck up. But this is just ouch. That being said, if they did perform an alchemist spell with no equivalent exchange, okay. They lost, a leg, an arm, and a body. But what did they get in return? I mean, it kind of looks to me like they got ripped off.
Damn books! They tell us everything but how to find it! Al?
Yeah?
I think I have a good feeling about this one.
Me too.
Ed? Al? Where are you? Oh, you boys. Are you in here messing up your dad's study again?
Oh god, we're gonna see them fuck
Ed,
up.
you know better than to scribble on the floor.
Yeah, but it's not scribbling. Here, watch.
Oh my, that's alchemy, isn't it?
Excuse me, but you knew he was practicing alchemy and you did nothing? That's a bad parent. That's like me walking into a kid, like fucking lighting up matches and creating fire. And me saying, wow, that's neat. Don't burn the carpet.
Did your dad teach you that?
How can he teach us anything if he's not here?
Right, we read about it in these books.
I can't believe you've done this.
Yeah. I can't believe you've done this. You've just found the anarchist cookbook and you started making fucking mustard gas in the bathtub. That's impressive. I'm gonna cook dinner now. Fuck's sake. Like, these kids need a good beating from their dad.
I'm sorry, did we mess up?
No, it's great. You definitely take after your father. My little geniuses, you make me so proud.
Oh my god. She's rewarding dangerous behavior. I don't know what's worse. She's enabling them. This shit's an accident waiting to happen. Carry on.
And that was it. Mom had given us all the encouragement we needed. From that moment, we were obsessed with learning alchemy.
I mean, I'm all about
Summer of that
knowledge,
same year,
but,
an
you know.
epidemic swept the country. The sickness came, and it took her.
Oh.
Hey, brother. I'm hungry, aren't you? And it's cold here. Let's go home, please. Once Dad comes back, everything will
Don't even talk about him! That bastard doesn't care about us. He's not our dad. He didn't even come for Mom's funeral.
Aw. So Trisha Elric, she died at the age of, what is that, 22, 26. Oh, shit. And they're what? They're at least a couple of years old, right? So she would have had them when she was what? 20? 21? Dude. And she was raising two kids on her... Oh, man. That's fucking tragic. Wow.
You know, there might be a way we could bring Mom back.
But I thought it said in all the books that using alchemy to make people is something you're not supposed to do ever.
That's right. That's why it'll be our secret.
I thought I'd find you here.
What do you want, Winry?
You know what my grandma says? She says you shouldn't cry for loved ones who've passed away, because when you do, it makes them feel sad in the next world, too.
I just noticed... I'm not taking shots at the anime here or anything, but there's no face. It's creepy as all hell. There's no face. I'm really creeped out. She literally looks like a crayon with little stubby arms. So many corners were cut in this scene. But it's so creepy.
Says you shouldn't cry for loved ones who've passed away, because when you do, it makes them feel sad in the next world, too.
We're not crying! And who are you to talk anyway? Every time your parents go away somewhere, you cry like a little baby.
I do not, I don't!
Are you sure, baby?
I'm so stupid for worrying about you. I'm going home to tell Grandma not to make you any dinner!
Hey, what are you gonna do that for? Hold up!
Oh, wait for us!
Oof.
Thanks for dinner!
Automail.
Come on, Ed, drink your milk, too.
No, I hate milk.
If you don't drink it, you'll stay short forever.
You mean like you sawed-off old hag?
What was that, you little half-pint midget?
Shut down, Mini Witch!
What broke Pee-wee?
Baby and baby!
Subatomic shrimp!
Now I know where he gets it from. But it's true that you need dairy in order to grow because that's what fuels your bones. Cheese, milk, very important for your growth.
those weird books in the middle of class again.
That's why people from sort of well-off families were typically a lot taller back in the day, because they could afford diets which were rich in protein, calcium, milk, cheese, and that sort of stuff. Whereas like poorer families were living off things such as bread and vegetables, so they would typically be of lower stature. What about lactose intolerant people? That's a really good question. I don't know hundreds of years ago how many lactose intolerant people were. Maybe all those issues with diets might have started developing recently, or they were just simply undiagnosable back in the day. I don't know. I don't know about lactose intolerance. I honestly don't know how to deal with it or how it works.
You need to pay attention to the lessons.
Leave us alone, will ya?
So, what kind of books are they anyway?
It's a secret.
In other words, it's none of your damn business, Winry.
Come on, no fair. You guys are always keeping secrets.
Bye, Winry.
Hey, I forgot. Grandma wanted me to tell you she's making stew tonight.
Yay, stew!
Right, we'll be there. You know, whoever invented stew must have been a genius. It's even got milk in it, and it still tastes good.
So that makes it genius?
Someone came up with the idea to pour milk into vegetable soup for the first time, right? That's
Oh god, the armor's in the background. This is about to get really bad really quick.
a leap of imagination. The kind a scientist needs to be able to make, too.
I don't know, I guess that's true.
Sure it is. Just one leap, that's all it takes. And it's what we need to figure out human transmutation. And so we began searching for the key that would unlock the secrets of human transmutation and bring Mom back to life. We trained with an alchemy teacher to prepare our bodies as well as our minds. It took years of constant effort, but we wanted to see Mom smile again. We wanted to go back to our lives with her the way they used to be. That's what drove us, day and night. And we're ready. Water, 35 liters. Carbon, 20 kilograms. Ammonia, 4 liters. Lime, 1.5 kilograms.
Wait, did you just say pneumonia? Where the fuck did you get pneumonia?
Phosphorus, 800 grams. Salt, 250 grams. Saltpeter, 100 grams. Sulfur, 80 grams. Fluorine, 7.5 grams. Iron, 5 grams. Silicon, 3 grams.
But what if your mum had breast implants? Silicon, 2.5 kilograms.
Right. Now the constructional formula.
Okay, that's dark.
We need some soul data.
But don't you only have, like, half of her DNA structure? Or is that, like, soul data as in... I don't know. Fuck it, it's an anime. Just go with it.
Okay, this is it, Hal.
Dad, something doesn't feel right.
The F?
It can't be. A rebound?
Brother! Dad!
Rebound? The fuck?
Al? Wait, what was I doing? I just...
Are you on...
Who are you?
You know you fucked up when you're in a different realm gridded by whatever the fuck this thing is. Like, that's when you royally fucked up. Holy crap, Kuma? What? What about Holy crap, Kuma? Kuma must have seen some episodes. I actually haven't. I just typically like to guess things. I must have been right about something. I don't know what, though.
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. I am called by many names. I am the world. I am the universe. I'm God. I am truth. I am all. I am one.
You really know you fucked up when something that says I have many names start talking to you. Last time I heard that was in the Silent Hill movie. And that is never a good thing.
And I am also you.
By the way, did I just see the Tree of Life moments ago?
Who are you?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. I am called by many names.
Hold in, Archangel.
I am the world. I am the universe. I'm God.
Oh yeah, it's the Tree of Life.
I am truth. I am all. I am one. And I am also you. You have dared to knock on the door. Now, the door is open. Quiet, child. Is this what you wanted, isn't it? I will show you the truth.
It was like all of the information in the world was being poured into my brain at once. It's too much! It's too much! Make it stop! What's happening to me? Stop it! Make it stop! Make it stop! My head felt like it was about to burst, but for an instant, it all became clear. The truth of everything. Mom! Mom, please!
The fuck?
What was it?
Rewatch it later and sub? I mean, sure, I can, but I'm kind of like... Did this kid just drink a bottle of acid? Because that's what it seems like.
I see. My theory of human transmutation wasn't wrong. It can be done. It's possible. It's still just missing something. All of the answers I need are right here. The truth about human transmutation. Please, you have to show it to me again.
So you just begged this thing to stop, and now you're begging this thing to show you again. Yeah, sure. Go for it. Go for your life.
I can't do that. I've already shown you all I can for the toll you've paid.
Toll? What toll?
This. Surely you knew. It's the law of equivalent exchange. Right, young alchemist?
Damn it! This can't be happening! It can't be! This wasn't supposed to! No! God, what have I done? Somebody help me! Somebody! Please, Mom! Mom, please!
The fuck is that?
No! This is wrong! This isn't what we wanted! Alphonse! 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 This is all my fault! Alphonse, no! No, damn it! You won't take him too! Give him back! He's my brother! Take my leg! Take my arm! Take my heart! Anything you can have it! Just give it back! He's my little brother! He's all I have left!
I was gonna say, how the fuck did he not go into shock after losing a leg? But I mean, like, at least he put the bandage over to try to slow the bleeding, but his leg's cut at the thigh. That's an artery. He would have been fucked in, I don't know, he would have been out in 20 seconds. You're totally fucked if you lose that. Again, anime, I get it.
Roy!
I mean, I know this because adrenaline wouldn't help you from that level of blood loss. You would black out. I know because a guy that I didn't train with, but he was a guy that used to be in the military. He ended up having to cut off his, should I say comrade or should I say team member? Because his leg got stuck in barbed wire when they were doing a mission. So he effectively had to sever the guy's leg while they were underwater. And he had to basically tighten it as much as he could. And the guy basically blacked out due to blood loss. So he basically had to carry him one hand while he was swimming with the other. You would black out. You'd be fucked. Like, you would not be awake. You'd be gone.
Hey, you're still in Central?
Especially a kid. He'd be fucked.
For now, anyway. They're shipping me back to Eastern Command this afternoon.
Well,
and what, did that thing actually, like, resurrect his mother? Or was that just literally, like, a fucking corpse? Because, god damn.
well, now, aren't you the lucky one? Next time you come here, I expect you to have made Brigadier General. You got that?
Easy for you to say.
Oh, by the way, if you're leaving, I'll go ahead and give this to you.
What is it?
Something you might find interesting. The final report on Isaac McDougal. I'm guessing it hasn't reached your office yet.
No. Shingyi's Alchemy, what's that?
Apparently, that's something they have. To be honest, no idea. You don't know it?
No, it's the first I've heard of it.
So, how are the Elrics doing? You keeping those boys out of trouble?
I'm their commanding officer, not their father.
Hey, tell me something, Roy. Why'd you decide to make Ed a state alchemist anyway? He's just a kid. I mean, military life isn't easy, you know. That boy's gonna have to go through hell someday. You and I have certainly seen our share.
Hell, huh? Oh, they've seen hell. Both of them. And plenty of it.
Is that the father?
Lieutenant Colonel, they're not in back either. What is this?
Where are they? Where are the Elric brothers? I want them found!
Oh, hush, Den. Don't bark at our guests. Yes? Hey, what is this? You have no reason to come barging in here.
We went to your house, we saw the floor. What was that? What did you do?
I don't know. The kid's missing an arm and a leg, you tell me.
We're sorry. We didn't mean it. We're sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry.
Boy, are you? This is a surprise, to say the least. I'd heard reports that there was a brilliant alchemist living in this town, so I came to check them out. The last thing I expected to find was a boy skilled enough to attempt human transmutation, or advanced enough to bond a soul to a suit of armor. I'd say he's more than qualified to become a state alchemist. Should he choose to accept the position, he'll be required to serve the military in times of national emergency. In return, he'll receive privileges and access to otherwise restricted research materials. Given time, they may be able to find a way to get their bodies back, or even more.
Right after he came stumbling to my door, half dead and covered in blood, I went over to their house to see for myself what had happened. What was there? Whatever that thing was, it wasn't human. Alchemy created that abomination. It nearly killed them. And you want to throw those boys headlong into it? Would you really have them go through that kind of hell again?
Some tea?
Yes, thanks.
Say, Lieutenant?
Just Riza, please. It's Riza Hawkeye. Nice to meet you.
They shake hands, so they're
Lieutenant
definitely
Riza,
not Japanese.
Have you ever had to shoot anyone?
Yes, I have.
I hate what you soldiers do. Soldiers like you are the reason my mom and dad left during the war, and soldiers are the reason they're dead. And now you're here to take Ed and Al away too.
If they go, that decision will be theirs, and theirs alone. Yes. It's entirely up to them now.
I'm not forcing you. I'm merely offering you the possibility.
What?
Oh yeah, the fucking traumatized kid that's completely gone, sure. It's a completely rational decision and completely fair to put him in a position to make it.
Either to move forward or stay still.
Will you sit in that chair wallowing in self-pity, or will you stand up and seize the chance the military can give you?
He's got one leg! How about you use another term, you bastard?
It's their choice. They choose their own path.
If you believe the possibility exists for getting your bodies back, you should seek it out. Keep moving, whatever it takes. Even if the way ahead lies through a river of mud.
Miss Riza, why did you become a soldier?
Because there's someone I have to protect.
We're leaving.
Yes, sir. Well, I guess this is goodbye, young lady.
It's Winry.
Right. Bye, Winry. I hope we meet again someday. Will they be coming?
They'll come.
That boy. I've never seen anyone look so defeated.
That's what you saw? No. There was fire in those eyes.
That just reminds me of Hogwarts.
You're sure you won't regret this?
My mind's made up. How long will the surgery and rehabilitation take?
I'd say about 3 years, more or less.
I'll do it in 1.
You'll have yourself spitting blood, you know that?
Al, just hang in there a little longer, okay? Then we're gonna get you your body back, I promise.
Right. And while we're at it, we'll get yours back, too. Seems like you're in perfect shape.
Yeah, now I just need to try some alchemy. I guess it's been a while since the last time I used it.
I know. Not since the night we tried to bring Mom back, right? Brother!
Yeah, I'd say that's right on the money.
No, it's amazing! You didn't even use a transmutation circle. You perform alchemy the same way the teacher does.
You can do it too, can't you?
Me? No, no way!
So you didn't see it, did you?
See what?
Never mind.
Hey, you! Don't mess up my auto mail! You know how hard I worked on that!
Hell, if it's half as hard as to throw a wrench, I'd be surprised! For real, you could try acting more like a girl and less like a gearhead.
You think I'm a gearhead, that's fine, but you had better get used to it! Because as long as you're wearing my auto mail, you're stuck with this gearhead whether you like it or not!
It's unusual for you to observe the examination, sir.
The law of equivalent exchange, am I right? I give you a part of your body, that part of the body belongs to me. Women are scary sometimes.
That's true. But I hear we have a 12-year-old boy taking the test. I thought I would come out and see what all the excitement was about. Ah, would that be a steel prosthetic?
Happened during the Eastern conflict.
I see.
Eastern?
So you had a rough time of it in Ishval,
Who's he?
You idiot. That's His Excellency Führer King Bradley.
Thank you. You may proceed with the examination.
Do you need something to draw transmutation circles with?
No, that's okay. I got it.
He's not even using a transmutation circle.
My, that's quite something, isn't it?
You know, there are some people who would see this as a good way to assassinate a VIP. In the future, you might want to rethink the way you conduct these examinations.
That's good. You clearly have nerves of steel, young man. But I'd say you still have much to learn about the world. You put up quite a show, my naive young alchemist. Good luck with the rest of your exam.
When did he draw his sword?
I can tell you now that the two of them are gonna get along famously. You know why? Because no one's got the ball to pull that fucking stunt off with him. That's why he was laughing when he was leaving. He hasn't had this much fun in a while.
I wonder if Ed's doing all right on his exam.
Say, Al,
Yeah? What is it?
if Ed does become a state alchemist, does that mean you'll be going away?
Yeah.
This silver pocket watch will serve as proof of your state certification. This envelope contains your certificate of appointment. And it would seem our Fuhrer is not without a certain sense of irony.
Why is that?
Nothing. Congratulations. You've just officially become a dog of the military.
By order of Fuhrer King Bradley, this document certifies that Edward
Elric has been appointed to the post of State Alchemist, and that he is hereby granted the title of Fullmetal.
Fullmetal?
That's right. Along with their commission, State Alchemists also receive a code name. Officially, you will now be known as the Fullmetal Alchemist.
I like that. It's nice and intimidating. I think that'll suit me just fine.
Hey, wake up. We're almost there.
So that's Lior. Could it really be there? The key to finally getting Al his body back. The Philosopher's Stone.
It's always the goddamn Philosopher's Stone. Cool title, shitty soldier. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's like Full Metal. But he's not Full Metal. It's like, exactly. Like... But he's got balls of steel, you know what I mean? I'll give him that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That looks like a Celtic cross. I want to know what the F this thing is, because we've got Gluttony? Whatever that woman is, I'm going to guess Lust. Gluttony? And then we've got Sasuke 2.0. I mean, like, if you're asking me how effective the spear would be as a weapon, it depends entirely on how you use it, because back in the day when they used spears in the military, if you had soldiers in a formation with spears, you would not be able to touch them in melee, because they would line up with their spears out, or a shield and a spear. The people behind them would have a spear right over their shoulder. So what you would effectively have is a wall of metal with spears. What are you going to do? Shoot them with bows and arrows? Good fucking luck. You've got a shield. What are you going to do? Charge them? You can't. They'll spear you. And the only thing you could do is try to flank them and outmaneuver them, which is very difficult because battle formations and positions and whatnot was normally reserved for actual state soldiers. That's why Alexander the Great, Alexander the Great was able to conquer so much of the world as he did because he was able to use this to his advantage. Most of his enemies didn't have this proper formation, they didn't have the proper positioning or the proper training, will be done soon, in order to flank their enemies. So, like, yeah, a spear was an excellent weapon back in the day, but again, it's only as good as the person wielding it. Now, how good could a spear be on one-on-one? Well, it depends what you're up against. I mean, a spear as a weapon is very handy, it's got a lot of reach, and it applies all of the force at the central point if you were to stab them with it. Phalanx, wasn't that what the spear formation were called? Yeah, it was. It was used by Alexander the Great. It was also used a little bit by the Roman legions, but they much more preferred their heavy shield and their sword, short sword, the gladius, I believe it was called. But, you know, like, it depends on the user if we're talking one-on-one, because that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. The user, not so much the weapon itself. Alright, let's take a look at the scene really quickly in Japanese before Hachan gets pissed off and kicks me out and probably stabs me and uses my blood to summon the devil. Alright, English subtitles.
アンモニア4リットル、石灰 1.5kg、リン 800g、塩分 250g、硝石 100g、硫黄 80g、フッ素 7.5g、鉄 5g、ケイ素 3g。
3 grams of silicon?
よし、構築式を書くぞ。あとは魂の情報だ。行くぞ、アル。
Yes, Hachan is pissed off, but the law of equivalent exchanges. Hachan is pissed off, I feed Hachan. Hachan is not pissed off. See, there is balance. That's why I stockpile treats and sweets in the pantry where she doesn't know where they are. She gets upset, I bring out a box of Tim Tams. She gets upset, I've got some Lindt chocolates. She gets upset, oh, there's some Haagen-Dazs ice cream I didn't tell you about in the freezer. Ooh. What you guys don't realize is I've been practicing alchemy since I was born. What I noticed immediately in this version was that the music is a little bit overpowering. I don't know if this is intentional, but the music is like twice the volume of the people. I don't know if this is better or not. I'll see the rest of the scene. Oh, he's got an echo. What the fuck? This thing's got like 4 or 5 voices in one, whereas in the other version it was like 1 voice or 2. That's like definitely creepier. It's even more creepy if it was like the voice of a little girl. That's the creepiest shit ever. What is this, Evangelion music?
10日交換だろ錬金術師
返せよ弟なんだ足だろうが腕だろうが心臓だろうがくれてやるだから返せよたった一人の弟なんだよ
Fullmetal Alchemist.
Wow. That's some heavy shit for an 11-year-old. It's probably going to get answered later in the anime, because I know he was just trying to summon his mother back. And it brought something, like it created something. He was probably missing ingredients or something, because it looked like that thing's whole ribcage was open and it wasn't a fully formed carcass. It was like semi-formed, which was bleeding out. Or maybe he was missing something like a soul. But it's like, okay, cool. He didn't have the right stuff for the transmutation, whatever you want to call it. But why did it show him all this stuff? Like, was that a part of the deal? Is that why human transmutation or human alchemy is banned? Because it's not actually to summon people, it's to, you know, like, do a deal for information. You know, a little bit like how Odin gave his eye in order to, you know, see, I think it was the future, or to see something. Like, maybe it's playing off that. I don't know. Maybe the reason it's banned is because it gives people access to knowledge that they shouldn't have access to. And it comes at a big price. I mean, the fact that it's forbidden means that someone's obviously done it. And people know about it. Interesting. I like these sort of things. I'm the type of person that likes to theorize, and try to piece together what might be going on based on the very little about the world that I know. So this is definitely something up my alley. Unfortunately, for people that just want to watch someone watch the entire thing non-stop, this is probably not for them, because I'm the type of person that likes to pause and nitpick all the little details, like the tree of life, the sigil, the buttons we saw in Hell of a Boss. I'm that type of person. I really like to soak in as much as I humanly can, and I probably won't pick up everything on first viewing anyway. But I'd like to, at the very least, pick up as much as I can, because that's just the type of human being that I am. When it comes to dub versus sub, I mean, you know, of course, it sounds like the sub has, you know, a proper VA. There's an expression of emotion. There's even the echo, and there's even the multiple voices strung over one on top of each other for that thing, which gives it an effect. I don't think that was in the dub, or it wasn't there as much. But I have to admit at the same time that the dub itself is very smooth. It's very easy to watch. I mean, of course, it's always going to be a sub versus dub, you know, purist thing of which one's better, whether it's for the voices or whether it's for the lines. But I'll have to be honest that the dub is a lot easier to watch, because instead of reading, I'm able to pay attention to all the visuals, which means I'm going to pick up more of the visuals while being able to absorb the dialogue. Whereas with the sub, I'm going to be focusing, you know, 40% of my brain power to make sure I'm reading all the subtitles, which means only 60% of my brain is going to be looking at the screen, and then if I ever glance over to the chat, I'm probably going to miss something, you know? So definitely dub is so much easier to react to, particularly with everything that you're paying attention to, but they both sound pretty decent. I mean, if I was watching it a second time, I would watch it on the one that I didn't watch the first time. If I had the time, I would probably watch it in sub and then watch it in dub later. Or if I was lazy, I would watch it in dub and then watch it in sub later. But unfortunately, I don't have that luxury. But they both seem pretty decent to me. I've only ever watched dub. The only thing I prefer is that Ed sounds more like a child in the sub version of the flashback. Yeah, the flashback definitely sounds like it has more attention to detail. I don't believe that they had that echo in the dub. We can double check now, but I don't believe that that thing had an echo. I don't believe it was an echo. Let's check. Let's check really quickly. It's a really easy thing to check. See, in this one, the voice is louder than the music. I like that more.
Al? Wait, what was I doing?
It does have an echo, but it's not as pronounced.
Hello.
See, it's like a single voice.
Who are you?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked.
Yeah, it sounds like a single layer voice with an echo. Whereas the sub is like... I hear at least 4 voices. You know what I mean? So yeah, these little things. I mean, sure. I'm sure different scenes are going to be better in sub or dub, right? Like, naturally that's going to happen. But that doesn't mean that the dub or the sub is shit. It just means they're different. Which is alright. Which is alright. I would personally watch it in dub because it's just easier. And it's also easier for people that are watching the reaction because they don't have to read the little subtitle in the quarter of the screen, whereas I've got the luxury of having the full monitor being the thing. So dub's probably a lot easier for everybody. But if people are complete purists, I can always just put the the sub audio track over the video. It's not that difficult. The thing having more voices makes more sense lore-wise. You'll see why later. Oh, fuck. That thing, like, as soon as it says I have many names, it brought me straight back to Dark Alessa from Silent Hill. And depending on, sort of like, which culture and which folklore you're reading, it's a different type of interpretation. Like, in Eastern culture, it would be like, well, I'm not, the devil or anything like that. I'm just a being, and it can be interpreted as, I am the dark side of you. I am the light side of you. I am this side of you. So, I'm in your head, but you're talking to me. And whereas in other cultures, they'll interpret it as, oh, you are a demon, you are an entity. Whereas other people might interpret it as, okay, you're talking to your subconscious. And then other people might be like, no, it's not. It's actually the collective subconscious. It's like, oh, no, it's not. It's God. It's like, oh, no, it's not. It's the universe. Oh, no, it's not. It's nature. Oh, no, it's not. It's this. So you could really go anywhere with this. Which is why as soon as I saw this thing in the background, I'm like, oh shit, that's the Tree of Life. And then I'm like, I'm getting a little bit of an Evangelion vibe with some of these scenes, which again is, touches on this on a very sort of like, surface level. But I mean, you can read up on this stuff. It's really fun. This was a fun reaction as yet to watch Fullmetal Alchemist. Shame all the issues you had with Assassination Classroom and only being able to watch It's Over and not the actual first episode. I download the episodes, it says episode 1. I can only assume it was episode 1. I mean, what kind of sick bastard uploads a torrent and lies about the episodes? Who does that? That's some anime super villain type of shit right there. Like, who does that? Out of everything he called himself, which name would you rather call him? I have no effing idea. But when you really screw it up is when you're in like a different space place with something that's calling itself everything, anything, you. And I am just like, crap. Someone who wants to watch the world burn. Technically, you're right. Technically, you're not. I mean, it's a bit of everything. But I'm still very curious as to why it gave him knowledge. I get that he tried to bring someone back to life, and it obviously ended up going horribly. It ended up taking the body of his brother and ended up taking his leg initially. So I don't know if the body of his brother was for that carcass that was spawned and the leg was for the knowledge, because it makes, you know, a jab at, well, this is what you get for the toll that you paid. So maybe the body of the brother was taken for the body that was sort of like brought back from wherever the fuck that was, and the leg was for the knowledge. But I don't recall him ever asking for the knowledge, or maybe he just, I don't know, he didn't realize, because whoever did this type of alchemy probably didn't write down all the information. It just basically said it's forbidden. It was probably working with very incomplete information that he just stumbled upon, you know, through luck or coincidence or whatever the fudge. You know, these type of documents are the type of things that are sitting in the archives of the Vatican, like the old grimoires from back in the day. You know, they're all sitting in the Vatican vaults. No one's allowed to look at them. Who knows what's in there? Apparently they've got the original Lance of Longinus too, which is the spear that pierced Christ, you know? So it's kind of like, what do they have down there, you know? Apparently they have the Holy Grail. It's like, ooh, you know? So you don't know. I am fascinated by this sort of stuff. I mean, funny thing is they actually think, there's actually 3 people claiming that they have the original Lance of Longinus. One's sitting in Romania, and a church literally brings it out once a year, and they parade it down the street and people worship it. One's sitting in the Vatican, and one was actually in the possession of Hitler during World War II. And there's accounts of apparently when Germany was invaded during the final days of the war and they got their hands on the lance, apparently Hitler started screaming in pain. Apparently. That's just one of those, you know, occult theories. But, like, you know, this sort of shit's, I find it fascinating. Especially during high school, I used to read up a lot on this stuff. It definitely tickled my fancy in that time. But, you know, it is. And then why is it written in regular alchemy books then if it's forbidden? I don't think it was necessarily written in regular alchemy books. I think they would have just scoured dozens, if not hundreds of books and just so managed to find references here and there and piece them together. I would think that a majority of the alchemy books that outright mention it would be seized and, you know, not in regular circulation. Because I don't think they would want that sort of knowledge just running around. I mean, if everyone can just fucking trade an arm for knowledge to do God knows what, you know, it's quite powerful and quite dangerous. That's definitely something that the government would want to keep a lid on. Maybe that's why the guy lost an eye. I don't know. Maybe he pulled an Odin and, you know, traded his eye in exchange for something. We don't know. You know, like, maybe the government wants dibs on that, you know? I don't know. Like, you know, but it sounds like something the government would do. Why would you want civilians running around with this powerful knowledge? You wouldn't. It's the same reason why they sometimes were, back in the day, restricting computer hardware. Especially through Microsoft and IBM and all that sort of stuff. They didn't want civilians with powerful computer hardware. Well, good luck with that now. But, you know, back in the day, I mean, it is what it is. Anyways, let's wrap it up here. We're like an hour overtime. Hutchins going to be pissed. It's 11. We started watching this episode an hour ago. Hutchins going to be pissed. So I'm going to go feed her with chocolate. Next weekend, I've got my mate's Bucks party, so we won't have a stream next weekend, but we will the weekend after. So next weekend, we're going to have a weekend off, because I got to go to my mate's Bucks party, which we're organizing. He's getting married, so I got to go help coordinate and run that and make sure he's heavily intoxicated and doesn't die. But after that, we'll be going back to our games and our reactions. Wait, not next week. This weekend, we have a live stream. The week after that. So I'll tell you guys after this weekend's live stream. So we're going to have live streams in like 5 days. But the weekend after that, we won't. I'll let you guys know then. So hopefully by then, we're going to wrap up Uncharted 3. Wrap up Kingdom Hearts 358/2 days. continue with Fire Emblem and do some more of these anime reactions. And then the week after that, we'll have a weekend off. And then after that, we'll go back to our regular schedule. You gotta go? Yep, I'll see you guys later. If you guys haven't already, make sure you're following. There's a link to the Discord if you scroll down. That's where we're all hanging out during the week when we're not live streaming and posting videos. Gaming videos will be posted daily. Reaction videos will start being posted when we fight off those DMCAs. Surprise, surprise, YouTube will not let me dispute the DMCA from the music company in the US. They refuse to let me dispute it, even though they don't own the song. Welcome to YouTube. So as you know, the videos are going to be edited, popped onto Patreon straight away, and we'll see what we can do about the reaction videos on the reaction channel. So I'll see you guys on Discord during the week. Till then, Ninja Kuma out. Bye!
Hey, did I hand you a shrinking potion by accident? I could have sworn that was the gender swapping one.
Don't be hating. She's fun size, that's all. She doesn't even have to get on her knees to blow.
You want to add anything to that conversation?
Nope, I'm good. In fact, I think your new size makes you an even more formidable and stealthy ninja.